So this week our kids have spent the week not only designing, building, engineering, testing their rockets. They've also troubleshot in order to take science and math to build and solve problems that would be applicable to the real world. You can ask a number of our kids what kind of situations that this could be used for, and they can give you a laundry list of ways that they'll use the things that they've learned this week. They have learned how to work with angles and use protractors. They have learned how to calculate speed using distance and time. Mainly they've been using the scientific method. They've also taken data this week and used, some of them for the first time, made their own data tables and been able to use that data to problem solve and retest or kind of experiment with different variables. They have soaked a lot of the information up like a sponge and kind of taken it and applied it. Things that we looked at on Monday, there was a lot of sitting and information and a lot of research, but now that they've put it into practice, they've kind of been able to make those real world connections, and it's a really fun thing to see as a teacher. We've used a lot of the STEAM components this week. That stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And we have virtually been able to use every single aspect of the STEAM curriculum. But the kids have used art in their data collection charts that you'll see displayed today, as well as the decoration of their rockets, which is one of their favorite parts. We've used math in calculating speed and time and distance. That we have used the engineering in kind of developing prototypes and then going back and reconfiguring things with the rockets. And so it's been a really good week in that it's kind of a really well-rounded class, and that they've used aspects of almost every subject, not only in science and math, but also on the art spectrum as well.
I learned that rockets, about what's inside a rocket.
And how to build one.
How'd you guys make the rocket?
We met with CVC pipes, and the rocket is made out of paper.
Yeah.
How'd y'all shoot it off?
With the Coke bottle. With the Coke bottle that you stepped on, so that it would give it air.
Which team shot the rocket the furthest?
The Rocketeers.
Rocketeers?
Only by 2 feet.
But what does that 2 feet mean in a real life situation? What does that mean?
That it might land in the water. Yeah. If we were putting it to an island.
Mm-hmm.
And lose your
payload.
Yeah.
Cargo?
Yep.
What are you going to do differently tomorrow?
We're going to try to get it in right on the X, which is the island.
What do you use data for?
To see which one worked better, which one went the farthest, which one hit the island the most.
So with the great group of kids that we had, they got to learn a lot using all of the STEAM aspects. But above and beyond that, they learned to work together as a team. They learned to communicate with one another, to share information with their colleagues as well as with their competitors. And a lot of camaraderie was established here. So they learned to establish trajectories for the different flight modules that they have using the rockets that they had designed and built themselves, all out of paper, trying to come up with practical uses, what this would be used for. And then looking beyond that and going on more than that, they just try to win what would be practical ways that they could help developing countries or stricken countries with a disaster, of how they could help them get supplies and the needed relief that they use in their everyday lives. How would they get those things right there, right then when they needed them? It's been a fun time teaching a great group of kids. It's been a real pleasure to have these kids in the class learning the things, because as Miss Kristen said, they absorbed everything just like sponges. And it's real pleasure to work with young ones as low as going into the 4th grade up to we had 1 9th grader. So it is a real fun time. Yeah, the good thing was they, in the determination that they showed, they did show that failure didn't deter them. They just found a way to overcome it and continue moving forward. And that was a big plus in their characters. The biggest thing they had to learn is how to make their payload stay, which was, I know this was a small payload, it was only raisins, but how to make their raisins stay there and then be able to eat them later, which was kind of fun. I know the biggest thing is when we brought them in on the first day and they watched the video about the tsunami that hit Japan in 2011 because of the earthquake that happened offshore. It kind of made them realize, hey, there are people that go through bad times, not just around here with the little flooding they have here, but on a larger scale, and how they could actually get more into helping people. And it makes them think a little bit more of how can we do something for other people. And all our kids are willing to help others.